I call the next speaker, Baroness Burt of Solihull.
My Lords, I was also delighted to be able to add my name to this amendment. The noble lady, Baroness Finlay, has already made an excellent case regarding why all child contact centres should be accredited, and I won't detain the House by repeating those arguments. But I do have some difficulty in understanding why the government is reluctant to accept the case for all child contact centres to be accredited. It's not a cost to them after all, and even if there were a cost attached, I would argue that it would be worth it. After all, this is the only example of a child service which doesn't require universal accreditation or regulation, but it places the child in a potentially dangerous and damaging situation because they may not be supervised by trained staff in an appropriate and consistent environment. The government, in a letter to the National Association of Child Contact Centres, confesses to not knowing about the nature and extent of unaccredited child contact centres. So they don't know the size of the problem and they don't know the standards that these centres are operating at. Now, of course, accreditation doesn't guarantee a child's or a parent's safety, but it would ensure that safeguarding risks would be accounted for and there would be quality and consistency in all child contact centres. We know that children, as well as mothers, get killed. Why on earth would you take the risk of having untrained staff manning unaccredited child contact centres? So the courts and CAFCAS should refer children to accredited centres. We have the noble lady, Lady Butler-Sloss, to thank for that. So if an accredited centre is good enough for these children, why shouldn't it be good enough for every child? Will the noble Lord, the Minister, reflect before he responds on whether he was willing to take the risk?
We are.